Dear students, welcome to the online classes. This class is meant for history and civics. Today we are going to study chapter 1 of civics. Our topic is how we run our villages. It is prepared by Mrs. Tripti Sharma. Dear students, the book you are seeing here on your screen is Constitution of India. Here we must remember a thing. A goal is a dream with a deadline. It means we must achieve our dream within the time. We must do our best. We must try our best to make our dreams true. In this lesson, we shall study about the definition and kinds of community. What are civic amenities? Civic amenities versus basic amenities. How do we call basic facilities in villages? The 15 must have basic amenities in villages. Panchayati Raj. In Panchayati Raj, we shall study what is Panchayati Raj, who is known as the father of the Panchayati Raj in India, when was the Panchayati Raj started in our country, and National Panchayati Raj Day. Community means a social unit, a group of living things. Communities may share a sense of place situated in a given geographical area. Example, a village, town or city. Communities prove that humans are social animals. That's why we, the human beings, prefer to live in groups. Here we will study about the basic classification of community. Urban community, suburban community and rural community. Students, as we know that communities share a sense of place situated in a geographical area. So the communities living in a village are known as rural communities. The communities living in a town are known as suburban communities, and the communities living in a city are known as urban communities. Dear students, in this chapter we will study about civic amenities. The word civic amenities is a compound word made of two words, civic and amenities. Civic means relating to a city or a town or a village, especially its administration. Administration means management. Amenities means the facilities which are essential for comfort and convenience. In other words, we can say amenity means elements of comfort and convenience. So these two words together made one word, civic amenities. The facilities provided by the governments and local self-governments for common people are called civic amenities. Now the question rises, if the civic amenities are the facilities provided by the governments and local self-governments for common people, then What are essential civic amenities? So, dear students, as you can see on the screen, water supply, roads and transportation, housing, education, medical facilities like hospitals, all these are the examples of essential civic amenities. Dear students, as you can see on the screen, there are two words, civic amenities and basic amenities. We know civic means related to a city or a town or a village. And amenity is the facility or elements of comfort and convenience. It means the facilities that make our life easier and more pleasant. And civic amenities means the facilities provided by the governments and local self-governments for common people are called civic amenities. And we also know there are different civic amenities that every government has to be careful about. Every government has to take care of it, that people must not face any difficulties. So, dear students, now we must know that civic amenities and basic amenities are actually same thing. Whether you say it civic amenities or basic amenities, the purpose of it is to make life easier and more pleasant. And the governments intend to provide the cities, towns and villages with basic or civic amenities such as roads, running water, electricity, educational institutions, hospitals, etc. My dear students, we are studying about the rural local self-governments. When we use the word rural, the image of the village comes in our mind. And when we use village, the word village, the imagery of a countryside comes in the mind. Dear students, villages are smaller than towns or cities. Their demands are different. Here we shall discuss about the 15 must-have basic amenities in villages. The purpose of these 15 must-have basic amenities is to enhance the quality of life of the people living there. And the local government is responsible to make all these amenities available to the people. The question is, what is the local government called? So, the answer is the Gram Panchayat. The Gram Panchayats are responsible to make all these facilities available to the villages. Dear students, here we must know some interesting facts about villages. In the past, villages were the places where most people lived. the Industrial Revolution, the scene completely changed. As due to industrialization, people started making many things in the factories. The youth of the villages started moving towards towns to earn money, to get good jobs there. This is called urbanization. The villages, which used to be thickly populated earlier, had become thinly populated because the population moved towards towns. And this is the reason why the towns are thickly populated today in India. Now, we shall discuss the 15 must have basic amenities in villages. The first point, the first place is given to provide drinking water. It is true, water is life. And it is aptly said, thousands have lived without love, not one without water. Dear students, water is the best friend for life, and pure water is the world's first and foremost medicine. Clean water is our necessity, so water must be conserved. It must not be wasted because every drop counts. The second amenity discussed in the list is individual toilets. So, dear students, sanitation is important for health, safety, and dignity. When we have individual toilets, it is easy for us to manage our personal hygiene. It lowers the risk of harassment when defecating in the open around dusk and dawn. The invention of toilets and sewage systems gave a way to prevent mass outbreaks of disease and filth. A toilet is also known as a restroom. The third necessity or amenity that must be provided is playgrounds. Playgrounds are meant for outdoor games and sports. Outdoor play allows a complete well-being and health. A complete well-being means physical, social, emotional, cognitive, and imaginative development. The outdoor activities provide exercise, and exercise improves health and well-being. A local playground is a wonderful way to achieve it. It is a wonderful gift to the parents because they would be able to introduce young children to playground equipment and new friends. The other amenities in the list are burial grounds, animal shelters, community harvesting grounds, open air theatres, citizen service centers, skill development centers, roads to farms, self-employment facilities, public libraries, and village tank or lake. Students, here I would like to explain some points like skill development centers and that water harvesting systems. So students, let's know what is water harvesting. Water harvesting or rainwater harvesting is same thing. Water harvesting or rainwater harvesting means collection and storage of rainwater. We don't allow the rainwater to run off. We use different methods to collect the rainwater. Here, the rainwater collected can be stored for direct use. It can be used to recharge the underground water. Actually, by the concept of rainwater harvesting, we can understand the value of rain. We can understand how to make the optimum use of the rainwater. Now the next point that I am going to explain you is skill development centers. First, let's know the meaning of skill development. Skill development means identification of skill. Identification and the development of the skill of every individual. Students, here I want to explain it. Every individual has some skills. The skill development centers identify your skills and develop your skills. After the development of your skill, you become able to utilize your skill to achieve your goals. Here we have to accept a harsh reality. The current generation lacks the necessary skills. Here the skill development centers play very significant role because they fill the gap between the skills existing in a person and the skills demanded by the industry. Once the skill is developed, a person will be able to earn his or her livelihood. Open air theatre is known as amphitheatre. Open air theatres are open air venues used for entertainment, performances, and sports. We know that the Panchayati Raj generally refers to the local self-government of villages in India. But it has a history. During medieval and British periods, the panchayats were never a priority. The rulers of those time were not interested in Panchayati Raj. Actually, they were interested in the controlled local bodies. They wanted to set their goals. They did not want India's development and prosperity. So, all their policies were against Panchayati Raj. Actually, panchayats are democratic setups of governance. It works. It encourages the sustainable economic growth. It encourages the participation of its people in the political process of the society, which is very necessary. Only the participation of the people in the political process of the society can make India stronger and better. Dear students, in this lesson we are learning about the rural local self-government. To understand the form and functions of the rural local self-government, it is very important to know what is Panchayati Raj. So, my dear students, in Indian subcontinent, the Panchayati Raj generally refers to the local self-government of villages in rural India. Second thing, this system of Panchayati Raj was introduced by a constitutional amendment in 1992. The Panchayati Raj system is based on the historical panchayat system of the Indian subcontinent. The aim of establishing Panchayati Raj is to make governance in the country more efficient. The Panchayati Raj system can also be said or understood as the grassroots level local self-government in our country. And the aim of the Panchayati Raj is to decentralize the power. Dear students, as we are talking about Panchayati Raj in India, here we cannot forget a name, Balwant Rai Mehta. Yes, my students, Balwant Rai Mehta was the second Chief Minister of Gujarat. Balwant Rai Mehta is credited for pioneering the concept of Panchayati Raj in India. So, he is also known as father of Panchayati Raj in India. As we know that the Panchayati Raj generally refers to the local self-government of villages in rural India. And this system means the Panchayati Raj system was introduced by a constitutional amendment in 1992. Here, it is very important to know that Mahatma Gandhi advocated Panchayat Raj as the foundation of India's political system. He wanted Decentralization of power. Actually, the term for such a vision was Gram Swaraj. The Gram Swaraj was the vision where each village would be responsible for its own affairs. The Panchayati Raj system was started on 2nd October 1959 in Nagaur district. Nagaur district is situated in Rajasthan. Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation, always advocated the Panchayati Raj system in India. Here is the quote by Mahatma Gandhi. When the Panchayati Raj is established, public opinion will do what violence can never do. Yes, students, it is right. The freedom of expression, freedom of thought, freedom of action. These are the things which lead people to make progresses. And Mahatma Gandhi was absolutely right. So he always advocated the progress of villages in India, because India can prosper. India can be a developed country only if its villages are happy, prosperous, and developed. So, dear students, in this chapter we studied about civic amenities, the meaning and types of communities. We also understood that there are 15 must have basic amenities in villages. We also came to know what is Panchayati Raj and how Mahatma Gandhi advocated the establishment of the Panchayati Raj in India. So that's all in this chapter. Very soon we shall have the part 2 of the same chapter. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay safe, stay home, and keep studying.